This is in the matter of people of the state of Michigan versus Gary Scott Bowerman. I have two files. I have 23-21342FH and 23-21445FH. Mr. Bowerman is represented by Matthew Murphy. And Mr. Murphy, you've had an ample time to speak with Mr. Bowerman.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Bowerman, have you had an opportunity to read and review the pre-sentence report?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Have you had an opportunity to discuss the pre-sentence report with Mr. Murphy?
Yes, Your Honor, I have.
All right. Are you satisfied with your attorney and the advice that he's given you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Does the pre-sentence report disclose any prior convictions in which there exists any known constitutional defect?
No, Your Honor.
File number 23-21342FH, the probation department has calculated the minimum sentencing guidelines to be 0 to 11 months on the motor vehicle unlawful use. And on the police officer assaulting, resisting, obstructing, attempted, they calculated the guidelines to be 0 to 17 months. Mr. Murphy, do you agree with the calculation of guidelines?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Bowerman has 26 prior misdemeanors and 7 prior felonies. So before the court passes sentence, is there anything you'd like to say on behalf of Mr. Bowerman?
Yes, Your Honor. From our understanding, the recommendation is for Mr. Bowerman to go into the drug court there. I would ask the courts, obviously, to follow that recommendation. Mr. Bowerman wants to take advantage of the opportunity and participate in that court. I would ask the courts, in regards to the one file, there was a recommendation for 6 months in jail with credit for, I believe, 152 days served, if I'm not mistaken on that. I would ask the court to consider, I'm not sure how much time Mr. Bowerman would have left to serve that out. I would just ask the court to consider giving him credit for time served on that file and closing that out. I just want him to get processed and into rehab as fast as possible. Again, I don't see the point in him staying any longer at the jail. I don't know if he would or not, but that's just what I was asking the court to consider. Other than that, we would ask the court to adopt the recommendation.
All right, Mr. Bowerman, is there anything you'd like to say on your own behalf?
Yes, Your Honor, I just emphasize on what Mr. Murphy had said. And
Mr. Bowerman, I'm sorry, that room has really bad audio. So if you can like lean forward a little bit and say it again for me, please.
yes, Your Honor, I'd just like to emphasize on what Mr. Murphy had said, and I am just eager to take the opportunity to complete recovery court, and I'm excited about giving this opportunity and chance again to get the opportunity to do that. And I'd love to go to rehab as soon as possible. And I've never been there before in all my past. So I think that's what would be best for me, and that's what I need, and that's what I want to do. If you please follow the recommendation, and I really appreciate Miss Anzalone.
All right. So, Mr. Bowerman, was it you or your brother that sent me a Facebook Messenger a couple years from Florida?
That was me, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Bowerman, I've known you since you were like 18. I think I represented you the first time you got in trouble. How old are you now?
40, Your Honor.
Okay. So you're getting old now. Are you getting tired of this?
Yes, Your Honor, definitely am.
So drug court is an amazing program. And I will tell you that having a lot of experience representing people who have addiction issues, when people come into the drug court, there are people that I think, oh my God, they're never going to make it. There are people that I think they have all the skills necessary to make it and don't. And then there are people who just quietly keep their head down, do what they need to do, and move on with their lives. So I know that you're smart enough to do it, but you have to fully be willing to dedicate yourself to it, and it works. It
Yes.
absolutely works. And you can't run. There's no more running.
Right.
You can't dip off to Florida and send me a message saying, hey, I'm in Florida, catch me if you can. No more of that. So
No, I will not do that, I promise.
okay. And if you relapse, you go to Miss Teskey and say, hey, I relapsed. And then we give you services, because it's not about locking you up. It's about giving you wraparound services and all the help that you need to succeed.
Right, Your Honor.
Okay.
I've been taking the engagement group in here too, and also talking to a lot of people inside of here. And I know a few people on the outside, like you said. So I've done a lot of research about it, and I know what the program is about, and I believe that it's a great program. I'm glad that it exists, and I'm really hoping I get the opportunity to prove to you and myself that I can do this. And you're definitely right about everything you said.
Yeah, I know you can do it. You got to get to the point you know you can do it. All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. In determining the appropriate sentence in this case, the court has considered the seriousness of the offense, your history, the principle, proportionality, the statutory penalty, the cost of confinement, the sentencing guidelines, the report and recommendation of the probation department, as well as what has been said upon the record at this hearing. The criteria and reasons for the sentence are the nature and gravity of the offense, the discipline appropriate to its commission, deterrence against repetition by you and by others, the potential for reformation, vindication for the law, and the protection of society. Sentence of the court on file number 23-21342FH, that you will serve 6 months in Lenawee County Jail. Will give you credit for 152 days. So I think you pretty much already have good time and credit for time served on that. And there is right. And then on file number 23-21445FH, it's a sentence of the court that be placed on probation for a period of 3 years. Mr. Barman, during that term of probation, you cannot use marijuana. You can't use medical marijuana. So because it's a drug court program, you can't use or possess any alcohol or other intoxicants. You must comply with all the requirements of alcohol testing and drug testing from the probation department. You must take all medication as prescribed by a licensed physician. You must participate. Do you have your GED?
No, Your Honor. It's something that I am going to obtain during this process, and I've been
So what I would say,
okay.
It's not something I'm going to want you to do right away because you're going to have other things to focus on. But in the last half of the 3 years or something, you can work on that.
Okay.
You must complete a psychological evaluation if referred. You must complete mental health, domestic violence, battery intervention, or any other treatments if ordered to by your service providers. You must not have any contact with an Isaac Ben scooter, either directly or through another person. You can't be within 500 feet of their residence, school, or place of employment. The field agent has the right to enter your home at any time for probation supervision. And you must submit to search of your person and property, including but not limited to your vehicle, residence, computer, without warrant if they have reason to believe you have something that violates your term of probation. All right, it's a sentence of the court. You'll serve 1 year in the Lenawee County Jail, give credit for 152 days. As soon as a bed becomes available, you'll be released to that treatment program. It's the holidays, so it might be a week or two. So understand. And then when you go to that program, you must obey and comply with all the requirements of that program and not leave or get kicked out. Okay.
Yes,
and you must attend and complete the Lenawee County Adult Recovery Court following all the recommendations made by the same. So Mr. Bauer, remember, this is different. If you run, you go to jail. If you confess, you get services.
Yes.
Got it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
And don't send me messages on Facebook, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you guys all.
Right.
Have a great day and happy holidays.
Thank you, Mr.
All right,
Bowerman.
you too. Thank you, Mr. Bowerman.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. You have a good day, everybody.
All right, Mr. Bowerman, you want to step back up to the podium? All right, the record should reflect I've received back the signed copy of my appellate review. All right, so Mr. Bowerman, have you had an opportunity to read and review the violation recommendation report?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Deputy Frost, I do have a staple in it, it's down, okay. And, Mr. Bowerman, now you would waive having an attorney represent you at sentencing. Do you wish to proceed again without an attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Let's see. Do you wish to explain or challenge the accuracy or relevancy of any information in this probation violation report?
No, Your Honor.
Let's see. Your original. Okay. So is there anything you'd like to say on your own behalf?
Yes, Your Honor, just that, I know I didn't succeed and I caused a hair up my ass and an authority problem one day at rehab, and I regret that. But at the same time, I did learn things from that, and I did reach out to home in the vision and had an appointment to go there. Just didn't make the ride that day from Matt Ironman. I don't know if everybody's doing really good. And I do got family support, but I also got like 8 houses that I need done that a guy needs painted. So I do, and I am gonna go back to whether I see that you didn't recommend it, but I am gonna go back to and succeed the outpatient for my own self because I did learn some things from there, and I do want to complete that and continue with that right mindset and foundation. I was out there for 2 months and struggling with addiction, but also I didn't go making things any worse. Cooperate when I did get picked up in that. So I just want to take what I got coming. I know that for sure, and I apologize to the courts and I will complete that and show you that. I know it probably don't matter, but I do want to do that, and I am going to do that. So, and if there's any lesson I can get, I'll take it. And as less time as I've been doing this all my life. It's really is not no punishment for me. It just comes down to the choices I make. Me and my brother Brian, the support that I got back in my corner as of like just the day before I come to jail, and things like that. That people that just really started coming around and me making choices and better choices and changing what I was gonna do for myself, I think was reflected on that. But that's all I got to say, man.
Mr. Bowerman, I do believe that you are sincere because you've repeatedly asked for help and you've made efforts, but again, you left and went to Florida, and then you walked out of the last treatment facility. So I think you need more help than what we're able to give you here locally, because I do believe you're sincere in your belief and your desire to get past your addiction issues. And did Ms. Teskey talk to you about the RAP program?
No, I don't really wasn't really sure what that was.
So the RAP program is through another county, and it's a jail term that you do at this facility. Is it Livingston County, Ms. Teskey? I always want to say Livingston.
Your Honor, it's a lockdown facility in Eaton County.
Okay. All right. So they provide mental health, they provide counseling, they provide so many services. It's an amazing program that I hope we get more of them in the state of Michigan. Understand though, if you fail to complete it, if you can't leave, there's no way to leave it. But if you do something to get kicked out of it or violated, then it's a prison term.
So yeah, I kind of seen that, but I wasn't sure what that was. So I got to do a year in it, or I got
how long? No, it's not a year program. You're going to get, the recommendation is for a year in jail, but how long is the program, Ms. Teskey?
6 months.
6 months. But you can't leave, like you can't walk out. You have no choice. You got to stay.
When will I go there?
I'll get him there within the next week or two.
Yeah. So anything else, Mr. Baum? All right. And determining
And then what with that, then I'm just done.
Yeah. And then it's a parole out or back to probation.
He'll be on probation.
So it won't be a parole, it'll be back to probation here with us. All right, in determining the appropriate sentence in this case, the court has considered the seriousness of the offense, your history, the principle of proportionality, the statutory penalty, the cost of confinement, the sentencing guidelines, the report and recommendation of the probation department, as well as what has been said upon the record at this hearing. The criteria and reasons for the sentence are the nature and gravity of the offenses, the discipline appropriate to its commission, deterrence against repetition by you and by others, the potential for reformation, vindication for law and protection of society. It's a sentence of the court that you will be continued on probation. I will sentence you to 1 year in jail. You have credit for, is it 204 days, Ms. Teskey?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And I will release you to the RAP program. Understand if you fail to complete the RAP program, you will receive a prison term on that violation. Do you understand? Because that's the requirement of the policy.
So what about the year? What's the purpose of me getting sentenced to the year? Just so I can get to that, or what?
Yeah.
I can't just complete the year?
No. Okay. So you do have the right to appeal this sentence. My bailiff is going to hand you your notice of right to appellate review. You're gonna initial and date one copy for our records, the other copies are for you. If you wish to appeal this sentence, you would fill out the information on the form and mail it to the address listed on the form within 42 days. What were the original guidelines, Ms. Teskey? I had
Your Honor, I
0 to
got,
11 and 0 to 17. Yep.
that's correct.
All right, the record should reflect I received back a signed copy of the notice of right to appellate review. Mr. Bowerman, good luck. I think this program will be good for you. Thank you.